Today we're going to be making a cup in Blender. For this project you will need a computer, a mouse, and the software Blender. In order to acquire the program Blender, you can find it online at www.blender.org. Once you're there, you can just download the most current file for the program. We are now in the Blender interface. From your keyboard, select the letter 8 for Alt. Also from your keyboard, select Delete and press on that. On the upper right hand side, on Scene Collection, we have to create a new collection. We're going to title this Reference. Once we have done that, we're going to get our reference folder. We drag the actual reference image into the viewport. Now that we have our reference, we select Move, the Move tool. We move it to the back. We go to Viewport Wide. We move it slightly to the front. We moved it up. We go to Viewport X, which is in the front, and we move it up a little bit more. We move it to the right. Let's move it a little bit down, a little bit to the right. And now we need to deselect that reference. You see this arrow? We press on that. Wait, now we move a little to the right. And now we need to create a new layer. And let's call this cup. Okay, I think I'm going to position it right there. I can see better from there. Let's try that. Yes, now we're there. Let's go on to Add Cylinder. Select Add Cylinder, and we remove the 32 vertices, and we type in 18. And off type and cap type, we choose none. We scaled it a little bit. We move it up in our moving tool, and we scaled it. Okay, that looks good. Now we move it up, and let's see. No, we don't want to. We want a transparency, but okay, let's move it up. That aligns with the actual back. We can see a reference. Now we go to our viewport on modeling. From there, we need to. I want to see the actual, like an X-rate option. Okay, there we go. Select the X-rate option. Now viewport wide. Okay, we get the vertices, and now we move them up. Now we get the vertices on the bottom, and we move them down. And let's see. We scale them inward. And now we need to add additional edges. So we hit Control R, and you move the little round wheel in your mouse up or down, and then that will give you the number of edges that you want. I selected those. Now I need to make some adjustments. Okay, so we have those vertices. Let's move them up. We have those vertices there. Let's move them up as well. It goes up. Wait, that didn't work. We missed one vertex. Now let's try it again. We are moving them up, and let's see. Let's also scale it just a little bit outward, a little bit more. Let's select all of those vertices, and let's scale them up. Wait, a little bit out. No, wait, that's too much. Okay, that looks much better. Let's scale them in. Now those vertices, we're going to scale them inward a little bit too. We move them up. We select those vertices now, and we also move them up. We select those as well and move them inward. And we select the very base of it. And need to add an additional, which we just did. Wait, that's not it. So it would be Control C to undo. Now let's select that line of vertices. Once we have that, we need to scale them inward. And we do the same thing to the bottom. We're going to scale them inward a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that looks better. But let's go on viewport Z, which is from the bird's eye view. We press Alt and click on one of the actual edges. It will select a full row. Once you do that, you E for extrude and you S for scale, E for extrude and S for scale. We do that again and we press F and it will fill in the actual space at the very bottom. Let's see how it looks. Okay, it looks good. Okay, let's see. Now let's see from the front. Okay, that was from the top. Now we need to add a shade smooth. You select that, as you can see, and it does that exactly. It looks actually smoother now. Okay, now we're going to our modifier and we're going to select solidify. It smooths that even better. So yeah, that looks good. Now let's go to our viewport X, which is from the front, and we need to select the face. Once you do that, okay, let's see. Let's go to our viewport from the right side, viewport wide, and we need to rotate this. So we select rotate and we rotate it accordingly to the line in the very middle where we want that cell or face to be exactly at the center of it, because that's from where we're going to be extruding. Okay, we go to our viewport from the front, which is X. Okay, now we're positioning in our viewport so we can see better. So we hit E for extrude. And let's fix this a little bit. Let's hit rotate. Okay, that looks better. Now let's move it just slightly, and we're going to extrude it as well. And we scale it going inward. We move it up. And now we select vertices. Once we have that vertex, we're going to move it up. Well, let's do that to that one as well. Let's move that vertices up. Let's select those as well. And we have those two moving downward. Let's pull that up. Bam, we have that. Okay, now let's select those four vertices because they're a little bit too wide, and I think we need to scale them inward a little bit more. So S for scale, we scale them inward. Now that we have that, let's see it from viewport from the front, from X. And yeah, let's select once again the very front of the vertices, and we're going to extrude, E for extrude, and we will just follow the same sequence for a few more. Okay, now in our last extrude, we select our face, we select the other face right across from it, and we select bridge. And that does exactly, it connects them together. And as you can see, there we have a cup, but we are still not done. That handler doesn't look too good. So let's see. Yeah. So what we need to do, we go under modify and we go under subdivide, and as you can see, it looks better. However, right here we're going to increase to 7, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. No, it's going to be 14. That's much better, as you can see. And now you have your final product, which is a cup or a mug for your coffee, but it's digital and Blender in 3D. So this is our end of our project.